Right now, there's an arms race in tech to build AI with infinite memory. The industry assumes a system holding more context is automatically smarter. In reality, that context consists of a relentless flow of typed prompts, backspaced typos, rambling meeting transcripts, and fleeting, half-formed thoughts. Capturing this flow is a weighted act, yet machines fundamentally lack human judgment. Without that judgment, infinite memory creates a system completely unable to tell the difference between temporary digital sediment and permanent truth. Imagine a highly stressful Tuesday. You type a frustrated complaint about your job to an AI, vent for a few minutes, and move on. The machine processes that isolated moment with perfect obedience. It logs the raw behavioral residue, blind to the temporary emotional state that produced it. Because it remembers without scrutiny, it synthesizes that passing bad mood over and over. A temporary state hardens into a standing fact about who you are, until the machine tells you that you hate your career. We must stop this uncontrolled river of data and authorize what enters it. Catch the important traces before they solidify into a model. True identity requires actively filtering the river of our digital evidence. We are deciding what actually deserves to keep shaping the future. Taming this unfiltered flow requires a specific architectural concept, the gate. This gate manages a process called promotion. It is the exact threshold a piece of material must cross to stop being evidence and start being a permanent memory. The machine cannot make this decision. A human must actively authorize that a trace is no longer just something that happened, but something the system will keep treating as true. Digital memory functions as an active, human-led process for testing whether a past experience earned the right to influence your future. Data enters 5 distinct layers. Machine exhaust and episodes hold raw logs and factual timelines that fade unless promoted. Work and reflections hold project histories and human-endorsed synthesis. The apex is the self, core values the machine can read but never write. Splitting memory into these layers forces the AI to respect the boundary between the mundane things we do and the core of who we choose to be. In a system worth living with, forgetting functions as a design feature that uses expiry and demotion to maintain clarity. This new architecture allows for failure memory. A digital system can retain the structural, useful learning of a mistake while letting the emotional pain attached to it expire. Machines naturally produce confidence-shaped output. To counter this, intentional doubt has to be designed into the code on purpose, against the grain. The most sophisticated digital memory systems will possess the capacity to admit, "I do not know whether this is still true." Beyond personal system design, we must confront the macro reality of where these AI memory systems actually operate. If the promotion boundary is governed by someone else, an employer, a platform, or a state, who actually controls the record of your identity? When a third party governs that boundary, the curation of your life transforms into an instrument of power. A digital memory system read by a service you do not entirely control is fundamentally not sovereign. The memory of a person should belong to that person alone. We must build the internal gates that filter our digital lives, but we must also demand absolute, local ownership of the rivers they flow from.